When I was a kid, I had a lot of dragon Dragons. Fire-breathing, gold-hoarding, warrior-deucing dragons. I think that we can all agree that dragons are pretty awesome. Dude, dragons are so awesome. Dragons are awesome. Manatee and the wild ones. Around the time I was 14, I had a deep fascination with dragons. I wasn't particularly interested in the medieval era, and I never really played any Dungeons and Dragons. I might have if the players who introduced me to it at 13 weren't so elitist. What's that, Pippy? You don't know which die to roll when casting Vine Snare on an enemy? Did you just start playing yesterday? Yes. However, I do remember one day in particular, when a movie on Sci-Fi Channel really sparked my obsession.
Dragon's World, a fantasy made real.
A fictional documentary about a team of scientists finding a dragon preserved by ice in the Carpathian Mountains. I had only watched it the once, and it didn't really register to my young teenage mind that it was fake. I'm watching over it again now, and wow, I was f***ing stupid. It's all cheesy and low production. The so-called scientists who apparently broke this big discovery just study the carcass while it's still under a tarp. I assume as a shortcut to hide how fake most of it looks. Also, they barely even talk to each other. They just sort of walk around one another while the main character does a bunch of voice narration.
The skin looks real enough. Nobody said anything about a whole carcass. It's massive. This has got to be a hoax. Hasn't it?
Scientists are always interacting with each other and trying to bounce ideas off of one another. All these dragon experts looking at their first preserved dragon, and they haven't a single word for the other. Anyway, it was all fake and annoying, and I ate it up.
With state-of-the-art CGI, you will see and you will believe.
There was a lot of long, hard looks in the mirror when I realized that wasn't a real documentary. Dragons are just myth. Vegetables on a pizza does not make it a salad. You're a moron. So now we must ask ourselves, what inspired hundreds of generations of humans to believe that there were giant fire-breathing monsters in caves? Plants on the surface seep methane into the soil, that then gets carried by water into underground cave systems, and it slowly seeps up cave systems into methane deposits. Methane is highly flammable, and caves are highly dark. So a human carries a torch into a cave, ignites a giant fire blast, and dies. After seeing the cave he went into explode, his friends go to look for him, and they find him burnt to a crisp. They run back to their village screaming about a monster, which then make bigger men run back to the cave screaming about a monster. They get to the cave, but nothing is there, and they can't go back with nothing. So they chop the horn off a goat or something, and then they bring that back with claims that they've slain the monster. Despite these revelations, dragons became a major chapter in my hardcore dude lore.
Behold, my stuff.
I had it all. Dragon statues, dragon toys, dragon books, dragon art posters on my wall. I bought and read the Inheritance anthology on the days they came out. You know my ass was the first in the seats to see Reign of Fire.
Personally, you disgust me.
An all-dragon Yu-Gi-Oh deck, spearheaded by a very beloved Different Dimensions Dragon holographic card. I stepped up to every Beyblade challenge with the spirit of my Dragoon representing. My favorite Pokemon? Absol. It's always been Absol. I listened to Dragon Force. When I joined the Air Force JROTC drill team and got my own rifle, I named it Saphira. I was a certified cool kid. I was a total nerd for any movie with dragons in it. Dragonheart was among the first movies I ever watched. Never saw any of the sequels though. Even when I was young, I was so annoyed with every Dragonheart movie having the last dragon in it.
You are the last. I am the last one.
The last of his kind.
She and I were the last.
How did the male dragon leave an egg? I don't know. They don't even really explain it.
My personal favorite dragon movie is Reign of Fire. And my least favorite by a wide margin is that horrible f***ing Aragon movie. I would watch Pete's Dragon 100 times if the only other option was watching Aragon once. And I'm talking about the original Pete's Dragon. The one with the musical number revolving around an entire bar trying to sexually assault one woman in front of her father.
Has anybody seen my dad? Let go of me, and mend your wicked ways.
How to Train Your Dragon was also an instant favorite when it came out. Since seeing the original movie, I have seen every movie, holiday special, series episode on Cartoon Network and Netflix, which as an adult is nothing to be ashamed of. I even went so far as to write a 90-page movie script at the age of 16 about dragons. Here's a quick breakdown. There's an isolated island harboring the last dragons.
I am the last one.
They believe that their island is the only thing in existence because no dragon has ever come back from beyond the horizon. One day, the main character dragon sees something on the water and flies out to look at it, only to unknowingly land on a present-day aircraft carrier that laid a trap. They capture him for study, and he learns to communicate with the humans and mostly interacts with the primary human doctor who evaluates and studies him. Science and communication good, military greed bad. Break out of military base and have a long cinematic chase scene through a large city that pays me the most money, before escaping the coast and making a break for home. Dragon gets home and tells his society there's nothing but lifeless expanse beyond. The scientist destroys all records of the island's location and the main character's existence. I was a teenager, so the writing and pacing of it all is so much worse than it sounds. But I was very proud of my work, so I wanted to do a whole storyboard. But I can't draw. Naturally, I went to a friend who could. I told him about the movie idea, and I explained to him what the dragons looked like just to ask him for a sketch of the character. There was an issue, though. I was still a stupid teenager. I wanted to be as thorough in the character description as I could be. So at some point, there was an exchange between me and him that went a little something like this. Yeah, so just your typical fantasy dragon. Also, you don't have to put, that much emphasis on this next detail, but, well, you know, the dragon is a guy, so... Yeah, I get what you mean. You want to go for realism. Yes, exactly. Just exploring every artistic angle for the sake of realism, yeah. That one exchange resulted in the sketch from my main character that I had spent weeks of my young life writing into existence, being given visual life on paper with just the biggest, most distracting pair of scaly testicles you've ever seen. I tried to look at the work objectively. I tried not to focus on that one aspect, but it turned into one of those situations where the more you try to ignore something, the bigger it seems to grow. I told him I liked it, but we didn't talk much after that, and the whole project just kind of came to a dead stop. Can't exactly pinpoint when it was that I stopped revering dragons as this epic symbol of awesomeness. I'm pretty sure it was some time between when I saw the trailer for Skyrim and I actually played Skyrim. At some point between those two events, I got burned out on my fascination and moved on to other things. And now it's all just a distant memory of the young bud I was a leaf time ago. And to this day, I think that we can all find common ground and agree that someone who owns a sword with a dragon engraved into the blade is a pretty cool person. Okay, you know what, Series J? This is getting really irritating. Alright, I'm trying to work. I'm trying to share a memory of myself with my friends. I don't think your antics are entertaining. I don't think your interruptions are cute. So can I please have a little privacy while I finish things up here? Because no one thinks you're funny, and everyone likes me way more than they like you.
Hello, my name is Series J, Simulation Bot. I assist Pippy in memory reenactments. In my spare time, I pull pranks on him. My programming dictates I find his misery really funny. Expressions of gratitude are activated to all viewers. A special thanks to the Film Geek for assisting Pippy in his education on the Dragonheart franchise. A link is provided in the description below to watch the Film Geek perform far more entertaining content.
Hey, watch it.
If you are among the entities who enjoyed this content, please consider liking and subscribing to watch more of my video.
Oh, come on.
To watch more of our videos.
That's fair.